want to start from the top?
Are we starting from the top?
Yeah.
Where I met my way.
Back from the intro.
Intro?
Cool.
So do we do the board again?
No.
Show the intro.
I've
Stay
been
in
from
check.
here. Dang.
No, just loaded questions.
Hi, I'm Levi.
And I'm Cheryl.
And we're the Stewarts, and this is our story. I met my wife, I forgot what year it was, but it was at Lewis University. Right?
I won't say the year.
Okay, well, it was at Lewis University, and I was a musician there, singer, and I was going there to help out with the choir, and she was a member of the choir at Lewis University where she attended. And when I first saw her, of course, she was fine, but I saw her, and she became my friend first, and I was actually talking to one of the girls that she knew there, one of her friends, but she was just like the girl that's super cool, and she was like my homie, and we just developed a relationship with each other, you know, just on a friend basis, you know, because we were so cool, and I can share to her about girls I was with, and she can vice versa do the same thing. But I knew she liked it, me, you know, if that's the right word, liked it. But I knew she liked me, and I liked it her too. But I had a couple female friends, you know, and I always told her that when I be with you, I want to make sure you're exclusive, and you was the only one, and you know, and that's how I treated her. But she didn't believe it, you know. I didn't want to make her like a side chick type of thing because I just knew it was something special about her. But she didn't believe that. What is it about me that he would make, you know, me the special one? And one day we were just out hanging. We was out hanging with some friends, and how I knew this was my wife was, and it's very odd how people see it, but it rang the bell in my heart. We were all eating out at a restaurant, and she was sitting next to me, and I had some mustard in the corner of my mouth, and she said, "Excuse me, babe, hold on for a minute," and wiped it off and kept eating. And it was nothing to get no glory from. It was just like, and my mind, that light went off. You know how you see on movies, that light that go off. I'm like, that's the one that's gonna take care of me, look out for me. And here I am smiling, trying to look cute, and she's making sure I'm right. And that's how I knew this was gonna be my wife. And from there on, I remember a conversation we were having in the van, in the truck driving, and I said, you know what, you're going to be my wife. I said, matter of fact, just go pick out your ring. Whatever you want, get it. We're going to be together for life anyway. So whatever your ring, however how much it costs, you know, go get it. You're my wife. And, you know, it was after I got the ring, then that's when I did the formal proposal. You've been on one knee. But I just said, I ain't got to go through all emotions. You my wife. Go get what you need. And it was like that. You want to finish telling the story too?
Well, I mean, I guess he kind of got it right. But we met in 98. And for the life of me, I did not understand. I'm like, why is this boy playing with me? Why is he playing with my emotions? And like you said, we were very good friends. We started out as friends, and I think that is so important in any relationship, to start out as friends, because if you don't have a friendship, you don't have trust, you don't really have a relationship. So I'm really grateful that we have a friendship and that it started that way. You know, the first year of our marriage was like amazing. I know a lot of people say, oh, the first year was the hardest year, but I have to say different. That was like the most amazing year we had. We had so much fun together. I mean, the first year, second year, third year, I mean, it was just great. Yes. But it's like that fourth year was like, whoa, turbulence, you know, so but we made it through. And I mean, I think because we were friends, that's what kept us together and kept us strong. And of course, we're both worshipers of God. We love God with our whole heart, and we put God at the front of our relationship. I can't say that our marriage has been perfect. We have weathered so many storms. I mean, storms that would, completely break up a marriage.
Yes.
I mean, we have stood the test. I mean, any test that you can imagine, we have gone through it. I know we may look young, but we have made it through. I mean, and this is my best friend.
Yes.
I feel secure with him. He feels the same with me. We look out for each other. It's nothing that I wouldn't do for him at all. And I really think that these last few years that we have been going through, I mean, I think that has brought us so much closer. I mean, like, I think I love him more now than I ever have before. So I'll let you take over and tell, the rest of our story.
That pretty much hits on the goods and the bads, and hitting on some of the bads from the trials and tribulations that we have faced in our life. Those were moments, I believe, God, everything is orchestrated by God, and its purpose. And I think the bad and the good has helped to make us stronger. One thing I've learned in marriage, and what makes most marriages not work, is the lack of communication. And the more you have communication, the more your spouse understands you. If there's no touching, if there's no talking, if there's no letting the other one know what you like and what you don't like, I think you can't grow together. You have to. It's the time that you put into your marriage, the time I spend with her, that makes us grow stronger, that makes us grow. I think we've had our downfalls for that lack. Me being in music, being gone a lot, I left room for the enemy to come in a lot. I'm surrounded by all type of fleshly things, and you get out and you put yourself in situations where your wife, has been put to the side because of what your work. I'm chasing another ministry, leaving my first ministry, and that's why I saw what my downfalls were. And then you get in a place where finance acts up. We also had some financial difficulties in our marriage, from having one of the top paying jobs and driving a 5 Series BMW to having a brand new truck in the driveway and a 4-bedroom house out of Matson, Illinois, to moving to an apartment, to moving to our mother-in-law house, and it's confined from a 4-bedroom house to a 1-bedroom. We've been through it all, but it's the strength of staying together, and it ain't always been easy. Don't let the smile fool you. It's been hard. Does she want to stay with me? She sometimes like, I can't deal with this. He can't provide it, but God has meant it, and I think through everything we face, it has made us strong. My wife also struggled with kidney failure. She was born with one kidney not working, and the one that she had when she gave birth to our 2 daughters, that made her kidneys, depreciate, is that a good word? My kidney function declined when I, of course, carried my 2 children. I was born with a kidney disease, but over the years it progressed, and I ended up on dialysis with my second child, and I needed a kidney transplant. So him being the man of God that he is, he blessed me with a second chance at life, and he gave me a kidney in 2008. And I got back on my feet and went back to work. But 4 years later, fast forward, and I'm back on dialysis because I need another kidney transplant. But just him being willing to put his life on the line for me and say, I want my wife to live, whether it costs me my life. I mean, that speaks volumes, and I am ever so grateful to him for that. But like he said, we've made it through, and we know that God has a purpose and a plan. Do we see what it is right now? Probably not, but
us being together and us having the bond that we have now, I mean, it's nothing that we can't face. It's nothing that we can't get through, because I think we've gotten through the toughest of times, and I mean, it can't get any worse than what we've been through. And I think having your spouse's back at all times, I think that is the key to having a marriage that will last. I mean, I know so many people, you know, once the first trial hits, they're ready to get a divorce, but that is not the solution. I mean, you can't run from your marriage just because you're having financial difficulty. Yeah, you have to pull together. You have to put your head in the game and say, hey, this is what we're going to do. We're going to believe God for this, and we're going to stick together and work through it. And I think that's what we want to leave to our children. You want to work through it. You don't want to, you know, just say, well, I'm not going to do this because you looked at me the wrong way. No, you have to talk things out. Like he said before, communication is the key. And being willing to work it out is what, you know, is going to keep it, you know, fresh. It's going to keep it, you know, strong. And you can conquer anything.
I totally agree. I also thought it was me that was causing, because as the man, I think I take on a lot of the pressure of, man, I got to take care of her. I got to take care of my girls. And I kind of saw myself as a man in the Bible, Achan. And I thought maybe a sin that I have done has caused my family to be in this place, and that they was going to suffer because of me. But God showed me that every season he put us in is for us to learn something. And wherever place he has us in, it's for you to learn something. Stop and quit complaining and looking at everybody else and what everybody else has, because y'all don't have it. You know, we had the top of the line, but now God got us in a place because maybe when he puts us in a place to minister to somebody that's in the place where we at now, we'll have something to say. We'll have some food. You're there because it's a reason. And in that season, you need to learn something. God, what is it in this place that you want me to hear from you? What is it that you're trying to say to me that I can hear from you? And it's trust me when you can't trace me, because you was in love with my hand and not my heart. And now we really love God. I've learned to praise God, and people think everything's okay. Man, if you know my situation, but who we are with God is not predicated on what we possess. And so when we possess it, you know, we already live the life already, like it's already ours. I know I'm supposed to live in that type of house. I know I'm supposed to drive that type of car, but God gets the same praise whether I got it or not. And that's the victory in our relationship. God, I love you. I love my wife, whether we're intimately all the time or just probably once in a while. You know, it has to keep the same love. And, you know, loving God first and putting God first in our life has made us grow stronger. This is my friend. This is my heart. This is my love. I love this girl, you know. And to describe my wife as a one word type of thing, I would say she's my heir, you know. And I truly love her, you know. I mean, I see, you know, you can see so much on the outside, and like they say, the grass ain't greener, you know, but I can't live with that. You know, it may be prettier or it may be beautiful, but, you know, marriage is who I can live with and who I can deal with when they piss me off. You know, if you can say I still love her after she make me mad, then, you know, that's the one. You know, that's the one you want to be locked in. And so, you know, I thank God for every trial that we have faced, because it has made us to the people we are today. 10 years strong and still going. And the best is yet to come for us. Absolutely. And I really believe God. So if it's, you know, if you want an example, look at our lives. It has always not been peaches and cream, but God has saw fit for our story to be an example to other people that, you know, God is still doing something no matter where you at in your life, because we could have everything and we have had everything and not have happiness. We had everything, but I was always gone and busy, and she was at home, you know, just bored and mind wandering, and, you know, and I'm out doing everything, but we barely have anything now, and we just this is my heart. I feel like I'm super rich because I have love. I have the communication with my wife, where she understands me through my eyes. So I'm like, okay, babe, it's time to go. But she can look in my eyes and see, hey, it's time to go. Okay, let me get my stuff. We're about to go. And that's the one thing that I love about marriage. You got that friend that just knows you. She knows when I'm laughing at somebody, but I can't express it, And that's the thing I love. So,
Absolutely. I mean, he just said so much that has made me chuckle, because it's like when you go from like being up here and you really think you're happy because you have this, you have that, but it's when you don't have anything that you can really say, man, I don't even have what people, what society says I should have, but I am so happy. And I can honestly say that he makes me happy. I mean, I can lay in my bed on a Saturday all day with this man and we will crack up. I mean, just the two of us, and we would have such a good time snacking, watching movies and stuff like that. It's those things that keep us rooted and grounded, and I thank God for what we've gone through. I really do, because had it not been for us learning some stuff, we probably would not have lasted 10 years. But I thank God for what we've gone through, because it has brought us so much closer. And then too, we're showing our girls an example of what marriage is supposed to be. Yes. I can't stay mad at him for 5 minutes. If he upsets me or something, he knows exactly what to do to, get out of here, you make me sick, or, come here, give me some love, I mean, that type of thing. So I really thank God for him, and I thank God for his heart. He is my heart. That's my one word. He is my heart. And I really thank God for him. It's been an amazing 10 years trying, but it's amazing. I wouldn't trade any situation for the world. So that's all I have to say.
Describe your marriage in one word.
Beautiful.
I would have to say strong. Definitely strong.
What advice would you give a person or a couple that desires to be married?
I would say be willing to become selfless, because being in a marriage is a give and take. You have to compromise. It's not always about you. You have to be willing to just, put yourself to the side and be considerate of another person and their feelings and their likes, their dislikes. You have to be willing to accept their flaws, and you have to be willing to basically kind of alter, not change yourself, but in a sense kind of alter some things about yourself, because you have another person to consider. It's just not you anymore. You have to be willing to give love. You have to be willing to be loved. And a lot of people don't know how to accept love. A lot of people haven't been loved. So if you haven't been loved, how can you be in a marriage? Because you won't know how to receive it. So that's what I would say. You have to be willing to share. It's a lot that comes with it. So, if you're willing to do those things, then I think that you're ready for marriage.
I would say make sure you listen to your spouse. And make sure you're ready for the other spouse. Make sure you're ready to speak your mind for the things you like and don't like. That's the communication thing. I stand on that so strong. And then it just makes the love being experienced. I know that she likes this, so I'll make sure I do it a lot, because this will make her happy. I know that I like this, but she may not like this, so I have to learn how to make it compromise, and it makes it work for the marriage. And I think that's what makes love. I think I was reading something and it said love is like a ghost that everybody talks about, but only few have seen. And when you live by that, you know that it's something that has to be experienced. And it has to be walked and talked through. And once you listen to that person, you know how to react. And that makes marriage.
What type of legacy do you want to leave behind about your marriage? What do you want people to say?
I want people to say that them Negroes love each other. And through it all, it don't matter what they were faced with, they stayed together and they was a team, they was a unit. And I think that's the most thing I would want to be known for, that he gave his body parts away. He would take a bullet for her. He was that example of a man loving his wife, you know.
I mean, he said it all. So that's it.
I'm Levi.
I'm Cheryl.
We're the Stewards, and this is our story.
That is hot. Oh my God.
Is that it?
Can I take y'all home with me?
Don't we do it again?
Okay.
I'm Levi.
And I'm Cheryl. And
we're the Stewards, and this is our story.
Yeah.
I married my homie. That's the best thing you can do.
That was on.
Because you ain't gotta try to impress your homie. You know, this like they already your friend.
That was on.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I had to go to
He just beat all y'all.
It's
I
real
was stop
talk.
crying.
It's real talk. Real
My
talk.
husband gonna beat all y'all too. It's okay.
Oh.
Thank you.
That was.
Oh, no problem. Anytime.
Thank you.
I'm finna steal it all because I got my son.
Hey.
I'm doing that home. Everything y'all just said.
Whatever will help.
Yes.
Cheryl will not sing me a song. Is this thing on?
Right.